It's hard to have the baby, take care of the baby, and pump the milk out all simultaneously. That's difficult. I found a way to make it happen. You knew, we're cows over here. Welcome back to my channel. This is Ombre, okay? In today's video, we are going to be talking about breastfeeding. Yes, breastfeeding. It's going down in this video. If you are interested in learning about breastfeeding through my journey, make sure that you're locked in because this is low supply edition, okay? I see tons and tons of videos on my timelines, on my For You pages about oversupply this, oversupply that. No, this is for the low supply girlies, okay? I'm doing this video for you. If you want to know how to really increase your milk supply with your low supply, stay locked in and let's get into it. I need all my new moms to lock in right now, okay? This is for us. So let's do it. Make sure that you like, comment below, and you subscribe to this channel for more videos. I do it all on this channel, but specifically I am a mom. I am 2 months postpartum, so I'm giving you guys the breastfeeding game from the newborn trenches. Okay, let's get into it right now. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, I had my baby 2 months ago. He is 2 months today on December 2nd. Shout out to you, baby. I love you. I just had to throw that out there because he's with his dad right now, okay? Before we get into my story specifically, I just want to talk a little bit about low supply. So low supply basically means, from my perspective, that you do not produce more than 7 ounces of breast milk a day. Okay, I put it at 7 ounces, but for me specifically, I only produce 5 ounces of milk from my boobs. I didn't even have to say that part, but you knew, we're cows over here. I only produce 5 ounces at the max every day from pumping, and I only exclusively pump. So that's another thing. If you exclusively pump as well, this video is for you too. If you are feeding your baby by latching the baby on, this video might not serve you. I don't know really, because I feel like if you latch your baby on, you'll have more milk than you would if you didn't. For me, it was just painful. That's why I stopped doing it. I did it the first, I want to say the first 7 days I did it, and then I just couldn't do it no more. Or maybe less than 7 days if I'm being honest. Yeah, I just couldn't do it no more. I did try after that to latch him on, and it did work. But if you produce 7 ounces or less a day, then you are in the low supply girly family, okay? That is me. I have tried to drink more water. I feel like as far as my eating, maybe I'm not eating the best, and I'm going to change that too, because I know you're supposed to eat whole grains and oatmeal and stuff like that. So I am going to change my diet and see if anything changes, but I did start to stay hydrated basically throughout the day. I didn't notice a change really in the things that I was doing, so that's why I say low supply, because my supply increased to the max of 5 ounces, and that's it. I haven't gotten more breast milk than that. Even from pumping like all day and all night, I haven't had a change in my supply since I started pumping. It means that you do not produce enough breast milk to just feed your baby breast milk alone. That's the most important part. So if you do not produce enough breast milk to just exclusively feed him from your breast every day, then you have a low supply, basically. A lot of moms can pump or latch and their baby will be more than fed. Each time that they pump, they have more than enough that they can store in the fridge and in the freezer from those pumping sessions throughout the day. I don't have that, okay? But I'm going to show you ways to make that happen, okay? So you don't feel left out, because I was feeling left out. Okay, we can talk a little bit about my experience. I'm just going to go back to the beginning. So I want to say within the first 2 weeks, when he was 2 weeks old, I feel like he started to get constipated. So I was using this formula. I'll put it right up here. I was using this formula in the beginning because the hospital has this formula. So I was using this formula, and then I changed it to this formula because he was getting constipated. So I heard that if you change the formula, you can see if that helps. So this formula was more gentle. It had protein in it, and he wasn't really boo-booing. So I really wanted him to boo-boo. So it did cause him to have a bowel movement, but it was like diarrhea. Like it was really wet and it was like dark green. And I noticed that that didn't change. So eventually, when he was closer to a month old, I just decided to go back to the same formula. But he was still having those very weak bowel movements. So I decided to combo feed. And combo feeding is basically feeding him breast milk and formula. And I think when I was pumping, when I first started to pump, I'll show you pictures like of what it looked like in the beginning. When I first started to pump, I was like, there's no way that this is enough breast milk. Because I knew it wasn't enough to feed him throughout the day, I kept pumping anyway because I didn't want to get engorged. But I was just like, how am I going to give this to him? It doesn't even like amount to a bottle. Like I'm barely even getting 2 ounces at a time. Like it takes me all day to get 2 ounces out. And I will say in the beginning, I didn't pump as fast as I should have. I tried in the hospital, and a nurse had told me, "Oh, nothing's gonna come out. You shouldn't be doing that." And I was just like, and she was an older lady too, so I think she didn't really know, what she was talking about, or you know how the older generation feels about breastfeeding. Like my mom, even my mom, this lady was older than my mom, way older than my mom, but even my mom is like, no, I'm not doing that. I didn't do that with none of my kids. But I was like, Mom, I want to do things differently, so please support me. Thank you. But anyways, my pump to the hospital, she told me like nothing was gonna come out, so it didn't matter if I was trying to pump or not. Uh, but I shouldn't have listened to her. I should have just kept pumping. Another thing, just do what you think you should do. Do what you feel is right. Don't listen to nobody else. I wasn't really pumping that good in the beginning. I can admit that. And that's why my supply was as low as it was in the beginning. But then as I started to pump more in the day, I noticed that my breast milk started to come in more. So with the milk that I produced, I decided like, okay, I'm getting 4 ounces. At that point, I was only getting 4 ounces. So I was like, I'm getting 4 ounces. So I'm just going to split up this 4 ounces into the bottles. And I noticed that he was having a hard time sleeping at night. And I was like, okay, I'm going to test it out. I'm going to do this at night because I don't have enough to give him milk all day. I'm going to just do it at night. So I started splitting up, like putting at least, I guess you could say less than a teaspoon in each bottle. And he would go through, I want to say like 4 bottles at night, 4 or 5 bottles at night. Now he's up to like 6, or maybe no, maybe 5, maybe it's the same. I would at least go through like 6 bottles at night, and sometimes it varied. But I started splitting up my 4 ounce thing of breast milk into 4 to 6 bottles at night, and I would see how it would change. And he wasn't gassy. He had bowel movements. He was happier because he just seemed really cranky all the time when he just had the formula that I had switched to. He just seemed like he just didn't like it. It smelled like cheese too. I didn't like it. It smelled like the powder that comes in like the macaroni rolls. So I wouldn't really recommend this one. I just wouldn't recommend it. You could try. Everybody's baby is different. I'm just saying my baby did not respond that well to that. He seemed like he was hungry more. He seemed like he just wasn't happy with it. He was happier. His mood was better. He was pooping. He was sleeping a lot longer when he had the combo feeding bottles. So the bottles were breast milk and formula as opposed to just formula. So I was just like, okay, well, I can deal with him being cranky during the day. So I'm going to just give him formula during the daytime, and I'm going to give him formula and breast milk at night. That way I can get a little bit more sleep. He can get some sleep, and we're not cranky at each other. So that seemed to work for the both of us. So that's what I've been doing ever since. And ever since I started doing that, my milk supply went up a little bit to 5 ounces. So I was able to at least save like an ounce of milk every day. So if I'm doing 5 ounces a day and I got, and 7 days in a week, and I got an ounce or a little bit more of breast milk every day, that's an extra 5 or 6 ounces that I could store away. And that fills up the little containers. I'll put it up here because they're in the fridge. I'm not going to take it out the fridge. I'm hoping that this is making sense to you guys because it's very important. Like, you have a low supply, but it's things that we could do. And a lot of people tell you generic things like eating or drinking things to change it, but that's gradual change. We talking about something immediately, something you can do immediately. Is starting to store your milk, and it's been working for me. I literally have these bottles in the freezer right now. I have at least 3 or 4 of them ready to go in case he needs it for his bath. He's not feeling well. He has his shots and he just wants some extra love, some extra comfort. He has my breast milk ready to go. I could just unthaw it and pour it in his bottles. And with me doing this, I can feed him breast milk and formula all day, just like I wanted to before. So I found a way to make it happen. So what that looks like is start adding breast milk to his bottles around 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So by the time 10:30 hits, that's when he gets sleepy for the night. That's when he has his longest sleep of the night. It's from 10:30, usually 10:30 now. In the beginning, it wasn't like this, but he would wake up at probably 2. But now he sleeps in longer, so he'll sleep from like 10:30, and he won't wake up fully when he does this. He'll sleep till like 10:30 to 12, and he'll just want some bottle. So I can give him some bottles, and he'll go right back to sleep. So he sleeps from 10:30 to 3, and that's a blessing for me because I only had to get up once, or sometimes not at all. If I feed him before he falls asleep, he don't want nothing else but sleep. So then I can get sleep. That looks like 14 hours of combo feeding, and then the other 10 hours he's just drinking formula. But if you store your milk, you start storing your milk, then you can get up to 24 hours of combo feeding, and that's what you want. That's where you want to be. Another thing that I do immediately to change my supply is power pump. Power pumping is something I found on TikTok. A mom was talking about how she will pump for 20 minutes and then she'll rest for 10 minutes and then she'll pump again for, I would say 15 minutes, but she said 10 minutes. I've been doing this and that has worked too. Like, if you know you slept in, they say the most crucial times to breastfeed is 2 in the morning and 6 in the morning. So say you sleep in at 2 in the morning, but you get up at 6. If you know you missed a window of, or say, like, let's backtrack. Say you pumped at 8 o'clock at night and then you were supposed to pump again at 10 or 11 and you didn't. And then you're supposed to pump at 2 and you didn't. And then you pump at 6 in the morning. If that happens and you just sleep in or you didn't feel like it or something, power pump at 6 a.m. That means you'll be up a little bit longer just to pump, but you need to make sure you get that milk out. Get as much milk out as you can. On top of that, massage your boobs. Massage your boobs before you power pump, and then you'll see a difference. On top of that, and I'll show you, I'll put pictures in here of what it looked like before I power pumped and after I power pumped. And skin to skin. Skin to skin is like the basic, like, way to increase your supply. I always have my son laying on me. Like, I love having us time. So if he's sleepy, I take that opportunity to have him laying on me because I think about it like, these are the times that I'm literally going to miss when he gets older. He's not going to be able to lay on me like that no more. Like, I'm going to be sad about that, but I'm not, now that I think about it, because I'm going to just use up all my opportunity to have him on me anytime I need. So lay your baby on you. Lay him on you or her. Lay your baby on you. Get that bonding time on. Like, especially in the middle of the night when you're tired. If you have to, lay your baby on you until you know he's asleep. He or she's asleep. I keep saying he, but lay your baby on you. Period. Moms know, especially new moms, if it's from the hours where you're like, I'm dumb tired and I want to go to sleep, it's from 3 to 6 in the morning. In between those hours, lay him on you. Lay the baby on you. You're gonna be tired anyway. Lay the baby on you. Let him or her go to sleep, and then lay them down the bassinet and pump. And I'm not trying to make it seem like it's that easy, because sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's really not easy because you don't have any help. In the middle of the night, you're not going to have no help. I mean, hopefully you do. Shout out to the women that got help, that got husbands and all that, and all those things, because I don't have that. Like, shout out to y'all, but I don't have help in the middle of the night. Hydrate. The least you can do is hydrate. Drink water all day long. I'm drinking water now, and I've missed my window to pump today. I was supposed to pump at, when did I pump? I think I did pump at 6, but I haven't pumped since. And it's, what time is it? Oh my God, I don't know what time it is. I think it's almost 4 o'clock. So I am going to pump when I finish this video, but I'm going to power pump. It's basically pumping. For me, it means pumping twice. I'm going to pump twice when I finish this video. Last thing I am going to talk about is pumps. So the difference in pumps is crucial, okay? So I have a pump. I'm looking for it. Like this. And it has batteries in the back. It has this tube that connects to the physical pumps that you put on your boobs. And it has a plug-in in case the battery part doesn't work. So it's portable because it has batteries in it. But it's also a plug-in if the batteries die. This was a pump that I got through my insurance, so it's free. That's another thing. Find you a good website and get you a free pump, okay, girl? Through your insurance. And I also have pumps like these that are like, I'm gonna just do it real fast because they need to be clean, but pumps like these are like hands-free, so you can put them in your bra and then just hit the buttons on the top and then you charge them, okay? So these are different from the other pump. So these are the ones that I use now. I only use this one because I'm a mommy and I need to do stuff. But at the same time, you want to make sure you're sitting down when you do pump. I have to say that that's crucial. I have put these on and spilt milk because I'm doing too much. So sit down when you pump. Like, you could spill milk any kind of way. I have literally spilt milk from bending over too far. I've spilt milk out of the container. I've spilt milk like on the table. Like, I was just really tired. I've cried. Like, I've cried because I spilled milk. But it's okay. The saying says don't cry over spilled milk. But it's okay because you can get it back. It's just going to take some more hard work and some more dedication. Yes, I have cried. I have cried about breastfeeding. I've cried to my son, like, I'm sorry, I'm not producing enough. But no, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel sorry that you don't have a supply that you've seen. Don't feel sorry for yourself because you see all these oversupply women that have gallons of booby milk that they could just store and do all these things with it. It's okay. It's okay. It's just we got to find different ways to make it happen for our babies. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't feel like it was at first, but God doesn't make mistakes. He ain't gonna give you a little teeny supply if it wasn't what your baby wanted and needed. He gave you more than enough to be able to handle this. And be easy on yourself. We literally just had babies. Some through our canals and some just surgically removed. That is insane. Like, I'd be so hard on myself sometimes, and I'm like, girl, you literally just had a baby. Like, relax. It's hard to have the baby, take care of the baby, and pump the milk out all simultaneously. That's difficult. Okay, so we need to give ourselves some grace in this time. Pumps do matter. The other pump, the one that has the batteries in it, I would definitely say you have to sit down. That's why I stopped using that. You have to sit down because you literally have to plug it into an outlet. So you have to sit down. And then on top of that, you can't lay the baby on you because the pumps, they stick out. They stick out of you. So somebody literally will have to have your baby, or you have to lay the baby down on in the bassinet while you do that, and that might make the baby cry. And y'all know, if you're a new mom out there, you know how the baby crying thing. It's terrible. It gives you such a splitting headache. And as moms, you just want it to be over with. You want to end it immediately. I end it immediately. That's really all I have to say about breastfeeding and supply. If you have a low supply, you're not alone. I'm right there with you. Try this method and see if it works for you. Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.